Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Mr. S with your Chapter 15 review on personality. Let's get to it right away. First thing out the get-go, know the definition of personality. From there, we're going to look at the psychoanalytic perspective that we talked about on personality. Know Freud, id, ego, superego. Know the psychosexual stages. Know Oedipus complex, fixation. Then know the defense mechanisms of Freud. There'll be at least 2 to 4 of them, so please know all 6. From there, we looked at the Neo-Freudians. So know Adler, Horney, and Jung. Know some things about them. Then you need to know about the different type of tests that are used to measure the unconscious mind from the psychoanalytic perspective, which would include projective tests and TAT, or they're also known as thematic apperception tests. From there, we went to the second perspective, and that is a humanistic perspective. Maslow, Rogers, please know about them. Then we are going to just test on it very, very briefly on the trait perspective and know the big 5, and also know the idea of empirically derived test for the trait perspective. From there, we went to the last, which is the social cognitive. Please know Bandura. From Bandura, look at his idea of reciprocal determinism. Know the 3 factors in that. Know the idea of control, and we'll talk about that internal, external of control, and the idea of learned helplessness, the idea of the spotlight effect, the idea of self-esteem, both positive and negative, and then finally the idea of self-serving bias. So there's a total of 30 questions. At least close to half is Freud. The other half is split up between Bandura and humanistic. And there is just a touch of trait, but it should be very, very straightforward. Watch the video, read the book. You'd be surprised. There's some really interesting stuff in there that I can't mention all of it, or don't mention all of it in class just out of time. So other than that, see you later. Have a good weekend.